My name is Andrew Hall, and I'm a professor of modern East Asian history, particularly Japanese history. So I look at 20th century Japan. I've done a variety of things like Japan's relationships with Korea and China over the years, particularly colonialism. So when Japan took over parts of Korea and China in the early 20th century, what they did there. And then recently I've been doing a lot of work on the student movement in Japan in the 1960s and 1970s. This is when a lot of the students in Japan, a lot of the students here at Kyushu University were very interested in ending the Vietnam War, stopping Japanese participation in that war, and trying to ensure academic freedom for the students and the researchers that are here. And so they really fought back. They fought back against their country, against their university, against their teachers. And they spoke back and said, this is what we want to do, and we're very forceful, and we're very organized, and wrote a lot, and did a lot of speeches. And it was a very exciting time that students got up and said what they thought, and thought they were going to make a difference in the world. And a lot of them, they were willing to sacrifice perhaps career opportunities in the name of these social and political concerns that they had. So my research has been about 20th century Japanese history, including colonialism and imperialism, war, and then the student movements of the 60s and 70s. So a lot of my classes I teach are involved in those things as well. I teach a class on difficult history. So history, whether your country wants to teach about this or not, I compare like how Germany teaches about Nazism, and how the United States teaches about racism and war crimes, and how Japan schools have taught about their histories and wars and colonialism and war crimes and things like that. So I'm very interested in looking at classes that look at those kind of things. I have a class that talks about the student movement and compares issues that students had in the 60s to issues students have today. I have a class that talks about gender in East Asian history, compares gender issues in Japan and China and Korea. So a big part of ISI for me is the internationalism. The fact that we have so many international students here that really mix in together with the Japanese students. They take classes together. So there's a lot of programs in Japan for international students to come study Japanese and Japan issues, but they're often siloed off. They're often put in their own programs, and here's the foreigners, and they're going to study over here, and we have some classes in English for them. But here at ISI, we're very proud of the fact that we integrate our international students with our Japanese students. They take classes together. Our Japanese students have to have very high English ability, and we have a lot of classes for them to improve their English, so that by their second or third year, they're taking classes in English with international students. And the international students are learning Japanese as well, and so together they're able to communicate and do these things together. So for you, I encourage you to work on your language studies and think about the kind of problems that you want to research, and I think you'll do great here at ISI. So for high school students coming in here to ISI, I encourage you to improve your language ability, be able to speak more than one language, and think of problems that you think need to be solved. Think of issues in your society or an international society that you would like to take a swing at. And ISI is a really good chance to really focus on those problems. You're not studying the things that we want you to study. We want you to study the things that you want to study. And we'll help give you some of the tools that you need, but we want you to come in with a passion, with an excitement to study a certain kind of issue.